Okay, guys, up next, J.D. Shelburne. Hello, J.D.?
Hello, how you doing?
Good. Hey, there you are. How are you?
Good to hear your voice. I'm doing great.
So, Kentucky, you have a new album that's based out of that.
I do, yeah. We put out a new album just the end of last year. It went to number 9 on the iTunes chart for us. So we've had a pretty exciting year leading into 2022. So we're really, really excited to see what's ahead.
Now, I saw some still pictures of you, and you kind of look like a model. Do people ever say that to you? Have you done print stuff before?
Actually, not really. I've had people tell me that. I'm kind of flattered that you say that, so thank you. But I've done a couple things. I've been in a couple music videos along the way, so I guess I'll take it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, speaking of music, one of the things I read about you is ZZ Top. You opened for ZZ Top.
Yeah, what a show that was. That was back on July the 18th of 2021. I'll never forget the date. We played the show with them. It was a sold-out show, and on that Wednesday after, Dusty passed. So we actually were the last band to open for the iconic ZZ Top. So a moment I'll never forget, a huge career achievement for us, and we had the greatest time. ZZ Top, it's crazy.
Yeah, it just was like, I was reading and I said, wow, that must have been such a special moment for you.
It was. I started in Kentucky in college back in 2002. Up till I was 18 years old, I played sports. I didn't play any music, didn't sing at all other than in the car like we all do. And my grandmother died in college when I was in college, my first semester. Found her a guitar and just started picking away in my dorm room. And if you would have told me, 20 years ago I'd open for ZZ Top eventually, I would be like, what? This is crazy. So, we've been very blessed and just thankful for this crazy ride that we're on.
What are the new songs on this album?
So worked real hard on this album. We have a song we put out the end of this past year called Hometown in My Headlights. It went to CMT, went to number 2 on the chart. It also it's on country radio. We're sitting in the 40s right now, so that's been pretty exciting for us.
Been a while since I've been back round here. Sure looks like ain't nothing's changed.
And then leading to, we have a song called Fine By Me. It's my next single coming out for 2022. I've got a song called Country Boys Girl, The Road I Grew Up On, Straight from Kentucky, the album title. So we've got about 10 on there, and I wrote about half of them. So this has been a record that I've tested on Facebook Live during the pandemic to my fans. I wanted my fans to hear it first before we spent the money on recording. And so we found the best, we kind of put the fans in charge of this. And so we spent a lot of time on this record. It's just been a whirlwind for us. We played 200 shows in 2021. Pretty wild.
Yeah, that is wild. And, good for you that you were able to do that. And it's also wonderful that, you know your own fans. So your fans are going to tell you, hey, JD, we like that. Yeah, that's not so much one of our favorites, I remember, Elton John. I love Elton John. Elton John has had a lot of different albums. And so people would say, oh, well, which Elton John are you a fan of? And I'm like, I'm a fan of all of the music. And some of them will be like, well, Yellow Brick Road and After or Before or whatever. But it's interesting that you did that. You polled your fans and said, what are we doing right for you? Right? What's resonating with you?
Right.
What could we do better? So what were some of the feedback? Was there any comments in particular where you were like, wow, that person's really a fan. They're right on it.
Well, I tell you, back during the pandemic, I had to find a new way to reach fans because I lost 86 shows in 2020, leading into 2021. Last year was pretty great for us, but back in 2020 when COVID hit, I was on the cover of the Kentucky State Tourism Guide. So when you came to the state of Kentucky and you got the visitor's guide at the rest area or any hotel room, my photo was on the front.
Wow.
So I lost a lot of shows off that, and so I had to find another way around that to reach fans. And so what I did is would do Facebook Lives every single night about 7 o'clock Central Time. So as those went on, people would depend on me to come on live. I got messages on days maybe one day I was sick, didn't feel like doing a live, and someone said, where are you at? I've been waiting all day for you.
Wow.
And so our fans really, I got to know them. And I did it over 1 million views. I did it every night for about 4 months. And that's where I started begin testing songs. They knew I had a record coming out, and I had about 30 songs. I needed to narrow down to about 12. And so each night I'd put a poll online, or they'd message me. And so I really got to know a lot of my fans that I didn't know beforehand, and made a lot of new ones too. So it was a great way to work it out during the pandemic, just to find new ways to reach fans, and thankful for social media we can do that.
Now, the song that you wrote, you said on this about the street that you grew up in. Tell me that.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Well, I wrote a song on my record called "The Road I Grew Up On." I grew up in Taylorsville, Kentucky, right outside of Louisville, the home of the Derby. I'm about 40 minutes from where the Derby's held. We live on a little tobacco farm, and I write about it because it's easy to write about. It's a true story. And my old neighbor in Nashville, Mark Nessler, is a very widely huge, successful songwriter here in town. He's written huge #1 hits, and we happen to live next door to each other. And he took me in his office. We wrote this song, and it's been great to tell a story, because when you go back to where I'm from, if you rewind back 20 years ago, it's just an old gravel road with maybe a barn. Well, now it's subdivisions and it's blacktopped, and so it's crazy how much time has evolved in my hometown and how much has changed. So we had to write about it.
I love that. That's so great that you both came from the same roots and that you decided to collaborate on that. Is there anybody else that you love just working with, somebody that's in your circle of influence that you're just like so grateful for?
My PR team has been really good. I've worked with Jeremy and Scott at 2911 for, since 2018, and they've really helped me reach new people, helped me reach you. So thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah. Shout out to Scott, because I was like excited, and I looked you up and I was like, you're perfect for my audience. My audience is, I guess, a lot like your audience, just good people doing good things,
Amen. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. But, in the music business, you have to surround yourself by good people. And I've been very fortunate to find those people. And we're kind of one of the artists that just burn the road up. We tour nonstop. That's how I make my living. That's how I build my house. That's how I pay my bills. So if I don't work, it's just like, what else am I going to do? So I've been able to really, meet other artists. The Oakers Boys have been great supporters of me.
Wow.
Steve Warner, Grammy award-winning artist, Hall of Fame member, will be Opry member, and just a lot of those folks along the way that's really helped me. Has helped me get to the next level each year.
And do you tell anybody what your JD stands for?
I do. John David is what it stands for.
There you go. So John David, from our house to your house, J.D. Shelburne, thank you for spending a little time with us today, and continued success to you.
Thank you so much for having me on your show. God bless you.
God bless you too. And are you going to play that guitar in the back today at all? It looks like
I got to show you this. So
yeah.
This is, glad I didn't sell this, but in 2002, my grandmother passed, like I was telling you. And this is the guitar that I found at her house that started my whole music career. And
wow.
I still sits and collects dust. I had a guy draw my picture on it back years and years ago. And then I told my parents back in about 2005 if they would buy me a full-size guitar. That's kind of a junior size. It's the one I found. I started on that. But if they would buy me a full-size guitar, I would play in church. And so 2004 or 5 was my first ever show. My parents bought me that guitar. That's the first guitar my parents bought me that really started after the second one. And then the third one here, this red Takamine, was my college graduation gift. And so all these have significant stories, even this one. So this guitar is one of my most prized possessions. I used to take this on the road with me when I first started playing music. It's got a lot of autographs on it from different stars. Loretta Lynn signed it, Charlie Daniels, Merle Haggard. I got to meet Merle Haggard, Confederate Railroad, Steve Warner, Johnny Lee. Lots of different artists I've played shows with signed this. So as I got busier with my music career, I really just couldn't keep up with it. But I still have it in my studio. It's a great keepsake.
That is a great keepsake, and I had the good fortune to interview Charlie Daniels myself. What a wonderful man he was, and his memory lives on in all of us. So, JD, it was sure nice visiting with you today, and thank you so much.
God bless you. Thanks so much.
God bless you too. Bye-bye.